Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the drug trip of a game known only as Griptape Backbone. This is a first-person open-world skating game that heavily relies on the use of Vaporwave. It has no real goal or plot other than to be trippy as fuck, but yet I found myself spending it over an hour on this free, meaningless game. Here's why. So if you happen to live in a cave and you don't know what Vaporwave is, it's a type of music popularized during the early 2010s to sound like distorted 80s and 90s music, which can range from smooth jazz, elevator music, lounge music, but more likely than not by altering tracks of other songs. Like the most famous example of Vaporwave, Macintosh 420, which is actually a heavily modified version of Dion Ross' It's Your Move. Vaporwave was a highly ironic satirical take of chillwave that has since branched off into several variants. Usually these songs poke fun at consumer capitalism, existentialism, and pop culture, often with nostalgic or surrealist tendencies featuring popular entertainment, technology, and adverts from the past. As for the visuals, it will usually depict early internet nostalgia with things like Windows 95, 90s web designs, Fiji water, and laser grids alike. More often than not, these visuals tend to make no cognitive sense and seem to be splattered all over each other with no rhyme or reason. These visuals generally consist of bright colors like pink or blue, and sometimes some greens are thrown about in the mix. But one takeaway from all of it is that it's trippy as fuck to look at. They usually end up looking like someone just puked 80s and 90s all over an image. Now if you're wondering why I gave you this rundown on what Vaporwave is and some brief history about it, it's that 1, because I thought it was kinda interesting, and 2, because this game does exactly that. It's satirical over a specific topic with the use of nostalgic visuals and soothing 80s/90s sounding music. This game has 47 different songs from many well-renowned Vaporwave artists, like Blank Banshee, Home, Vectroid, and many, many more. Honestly, the music in this game is astounding, assuming you like Vaporwave/chillwave. What's really great about this game is that although it focuses heavily on the music, it doesn't shove it down your throat. Unlike rhythm games where you're forced to listen and pay attention to the music, the soundtrack of this game is simply there to comfort you as you skate through this empty world contemplating human existence. Honestly, half the enjoyment of this game is its killer soundtrack. This game was designed to be a relaxing skating game while you groove to some chill music. I have nothing else to say about how amazing the soundtrack is, other than this entire video the only background music I have been using has been from this game. So if you like it, you probably like Vaporwave, and may like the game. Congratulations, good job. Now as for how this game functions, as a game it's kinda weak. It's a vast empty world with thousands of collectible paper cups. The objective of the game is to collect 1,000 aesthetics, also known as the paper cups, which are littered everywhere. There is probably 3,000 or 4,000 cups around the map, while you only need to collect 1,000. So it's not too tedious to actually beat this game, if you can really call it that. Again, there's no real point to anything in this game. This game is designed just to be a nice, relaxing fever dream. As for the controls, they are kinda awkward. They feel very flowy and it's very hard to change directions while moving, so it's not too easy to actually move around the map, let alone stop. But it is a first-person skating game, so what did I expect? You only move the direction you are looking, and the only controls is the mouse with the 2 buttons. Since it is a skating game, there are a ton of tricks you can do, but none of them really help you accomplish anything. There is no point to landing a trick, and majority of the walls in this game have their own field of gravity, so if you just fall off, you swing back around. You don't need to be careful, you can just kinda go. Sometimes a kickflip or something might be needed to help you get that little jump, but other than that, there's no vital need to do any of them. There's no points and there's no scoring, they're just there. But that's what this game is going for. There's no point to anything. The reason I love this game isn't about the music nor the gameplay. Both of those are fine and well and whatever. But what makes this game extra special, and the reason I recommend it to everyone, is just how beautiful it is. I don't usually see games as artwork, but I can totally see how this one would fit in. This game tackles the heavy subject matter that is existentialism, which is the belief that we live in a cold world where nothing means anything, even life itself. Now in case that belief sounds like an edgy 14-year-old, this belief is comparable to nihilism, so if you prefer to call it that, you do you. Now, this game's goal is to ask the deep-hitting questions, like, what is the point of human consciousness if nothing matters? And why are we here? Which, obviously, there is no one answer to either of these questions. This game isn't trying to solve any of these, but rather make them known. While playing the game, there is a lot of abstract imagery of 90s internet culture, which will most likely make the player lost and confused. Similarly to how life will for most people. Life isn't just a walk in the park, it's usually followed by a bunch of meaningless, random garbage, which this game tries to mimic. Alongside this, it does everything in its power to point out the beautiful, metaphysical, depressing realities of life with an abundance of metaphors. For example, there's a locked room with a bunch of angst behind it. I'm not joking, there's actually just angst with legs. If the player ignores the warning and opens the angst crate, there's a horde of angst that will always follow you no matter where you go. Which, needless to say, how this mimics real life. Once you open that teen angst that's deep inside all of us, best you can do is try to forget it's there and hope for the best. Alongside the really blatant metaphors, there are also a ton of bizarre quotes. These can range from bold statements that can be deemed true depending how hard you think about it, like, art is dead and we killed it, and if God created the sun on the fourth day, how did he know 4 days had passed? To more meme-tastic quotes like, if you can drink a drink, how come we can't food a food? Throughout the map, there are tons and tons of these lines, which all talk about memes, life as we know it, human existence, or something completely different. And of course, there are memes in this game, like it is Vaporwave, which is one part deep philosophical topics, and the other part memes. Like, no joke, there is a segment that probably lasts like 2 minutes, where someone narrates the death of Harambe and the significance of it.
Harambe was a gentle giant. He never hurt anybody. Silverbacks, despite their formidable stature, are quite gentle and shy. They show their affection by hugging, tugging, and playing with one another much like humans do. Their function is to protect the weak.
But if you're like me, and memes aren't your forte, there are also a ton of other references. Like here you can find a man pushing a boulder up the hill saying, "Making good progress today," which is obviously a reference to the Greek myth Sisyphus. This myth is about a sinner condemned to an eternity of rolling a boulder uphill only to watch it roll back down again. Several parallels to repetitive human existence can be drawn from this myth, which is probably the reason why it was included. An example being waking up every day to go to the job just to do the exact same thing the following day. If you really think about it, aren't we all like Sisyphus? Don't we all push that boulder up the same hill day after day after day? Warning, warning, spoiler alert. So in case you don't want the ending of this game ruined for you, tune out now and thank you so much for watching this far. This will be like sort of mock ending for the group that doesn't want the game spoiled. So if you're in that group, join us next time and have a swell day. Peace out. Now as for the rest of you guys, the conclusion to this game is kinda tear-jerking. It is finally confirmed that the player was just temporarily dead, which thinking back would explain the numerous amounts of religious/dead phrasing. For an example, the overworld is actually called Purgatory. The ending has you getting sucked up by this beam of light into darkness. We are then shown home videos and pictures of a child's life, all while a slow, sad Vaporwave tune is played in the background. Then the creator of the game, Steve Harmon, talks about his idea of the meaning of life.
Nothing makes sense now. Life, death, purpose. However, more than anything, I feel that I've made it. To have lived life is all that matters, and whatever happens next is irrelevant.
To which we are then shown the credits, and right back to where we started, the menu. Overall, I think this is well worth the $0. If you'd like, you can go to the creator's page and pay however much you think the game is worth. But if you're broke like me, you can just get it for free. I highly recommend you go play it because not only is it a fun, enjoyable experience, but it actually opens up a door to existential thinking and a lot of learning that can be involved. No? None of that sounds appealing? Alright, well, fuck it. Here's some more Harambe memes.
Two to the one to the three. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat.
thank you so much for sticking to the end. I am really glad that you guys watched that. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's been forever since I've uploaded, and that's because I've been busy with real life. I'm deeply sorry about that. But hey, I hope this longish video makes up for that. Maybe. I probably won't, but I don't care. Anyways, if you guys would like to see some more videos, 2 are on the screen right now. And if you'd like, go ahead and subscribe, or don't. Whatever you want to do. So, with that all said, I hope you guys have a swell day. Peace out.